But I thought it was funny something you said last night. You was like, "Wow, girl, keep talking."
Oh yeah.
He was like, "When we do fashion shows, like you ain't supposed to sit there and just let the music play."
Yeah, exactly. Like even when I was in the beginning stage of clothes, but even before, I always like to watch fashion shows. Like Virgil used to go live on Instagram and do fashion shows on live, and I used to always watch him. And
Yeah,
I just never watched a fashion show where somebody was talking. You know what I'm saying? You might get somebody talking like when the music not playing, but when they walking on the runway, it's usually like just music. So the experience is only on clothing. You see what I'm saying? It's not auction. You feel what I'm saying? She was talking like it was an auction. She was talking like it was an auction. Every person go by, she might as well be saying some prices.
all right. Forever hungry. Good to have you here, man. What do you go by? Will you let people call you? Like
Robo. I go by Robo.
Robo? All right,
Robo Hungry.
cool. Robo Hungry. So Forever, tell me about the name. Like, how'd you get to the name Forever Hungry?
Cause it was like forever I'm gonna be grinding and just trying to get to it, and that's just really everybody. Like everybody forever grinding and trying to get to something. So it's
True.
like it got to be something that resonates with everybody. That's just real life. So forever hungry. Everybody's hungry. Even if somebody don't want no money, you gonna be hungry for some food. You gonna be hungry for something. So it ain't gotta just be money. So because at first it was gonna be money hungry, but then I was like, it gotta resonate to everything, not just money. So it was forever hungry. So
Yeah.
anything.
What year did you start your brand?
2018. So I started it right after I graduated high school.
Okay. Okay. So 4 years in. Tell me about your first, like, were you always creative, like, growing up, or?
Yeah, when I was like a little kid, of course, like I used to paint, and that's what I actually started doing in high school. Was customizing shoes. So I started painting on shoes because growing up, I was just trying to think of a business to do, and I was like, well, I used to paint when I was younger, so maybe if I start painting on shoes, people would buy it. So I started doing that, and it actually started going well. But then I started to recognize like there's only so much time in the day, and there's only so many shoes I could do because even though it's a product, since I'm making it, it's more of a service. You see what I'm saying? So it's only so many shoes I can customize per day, and I got to a point where I was maxing out on how many shoes I could do per day, like from day to nighttime doing shoes. And it was like, dang, I can only do 10 shoes a day, but what do I want to make way more money? You see what I'm saying? It's like I could just charge more and more and more for them. Like you can, but you don't want to just go too overpriced. So it was like I had to start something that I could focus on really scaling it. Because in that space, you just really gonna, I ain't gonna say running in place because you could make good money, but you gonna max out.
Yeah, sneaker customizing is definitely a hot thing, though. It's, I feel like it's probably fallen off, though, over the past maybe 2, 3 years.
Yeah, it's off and on. I actually know some people who still customize shoes right now, and they doing pretty good, but can't none of them deny the work that comes with it. You see what I'm saying? When you gotta sit there in one spot all day and detail a shoe, that gets real tedious. It gets real tedious.
I mean, shit, like doing that, how long does it take even just before you start painting? Like just
Prepping the shoe,
taping it, yeah.
man.
Depending on the design.
It take maybe about like 30 minutes to tape, like a good taper, because you want to make sure they have everything clean. That's how you really get bigger, is the better the work. So you want to make sure they have all clean tape and go over. You got 2 shoes, like that was another thing about customizing shoes. It's not like you doing one design on one shoe. You got to do both pairs. So you be done did one side, like the right shoe, and then you got to do the same thing you just did right there on the left shoe.
Yeah.
And then if you got 10 of that same pair of shoes to do, you got to do that 20 times. You got to do whatever you did at one time 20 times.
Yeah, that's tedious.
That's tedious, especially when it's the same design. Even if it's not the same, it's all in the same category. You see what I'm saying? You painting or you attaching something to it.
So what was your mindset for that first, when you first decided you wanted to start doing clothing? Like, what was your mindset there? I mean, you just said you was kind of overdoing the customization thing. You wanted to do something that will allow you to expand more. So what was your first step to jump into clothing?
So to me, it basically seemed like a smooth transition, because it was like, okay, you customize shoes, so you're already in the fashion niche. So it's not like your followers are just, get a twisted mind like, where is he going? You see what I'm saying? And this is what you specialize at, being creative inside of just fashion in general. So it was like, let's go more to a product based company and something that we can scale and still have the same passion, because it's all just fashion. At the end of the day, all I had was a passion for fashion. So it didn't matter if it was customized shoes, doing clothes. I just want to go the best route where I can get to the millions quicker.
Got you. Okay. What was the first thing you created? Like, what was the first pieces that you had?
The first piece that we created, we did a hoodie. It had like a dude chasing like bags of money, like that was running away type of thing. And I think we did a pre-order for that. We did a pre-order for it, just like sold it to people that we went like to high school with, and that did well enough to know that it works. You see what I'm saying? It didn't do a fantastic, but it did like, okay, people, this the first creative design like on clothes and people actually liking it. They not just saying we buying it because you did it. They telling me, oh yeah, this is like actually hard. So it was like, okay, this can go far, because I feel like if one person could buy it, knowing just how people work, it's everybody has at least like 1,000, 10,000, 20,000 people that's just like them. So if one person buy it, all I need to do is find them under 10, 20,000 people just like that person and get it on them too.
That's a dope mindset. So it's like, instead of selling to the general consumer, you feel like I'm selling to people who think like I think.
Yeah. That's everybody has an idea.
Yeah. Okay. So like, your transition now from, over the past 3 or 4 years, like going from creating that hoodie, now the majority of what you do is custom made, right?
Not by hand, but it is 100% like designed by me.
Okay. So talk about that process, like going from using, shirts or hoodies to going to like making clothing like what you have on now.
Okay, so at first it was like local. So the first hoodie that we did, it was actually like heat press, and we've had to find somebody local, and they provided the hoodie and did the heat press for a set amount. But just after deeper research to like expand the profits and stuff, we had to really just figure out, okay, where's the cheapest place that we can get the best quality and maximize it? Because even if you local, it's only so much. It seemed like here in the United States, there's only so much business can do still. Like overseas, the production is just at a higher rate. Like here, people like they don't 100% serious the business. Like it's never really like 100%. It's always an issue. You see what I'm saying? It's either customer service, it's a time delay, it's all types of extra problems. Plus the prices are way higher because cost of living here is higher.
Yeah. So
when you go overseas to like Pakistan and China, after you send them like your spreadsheet of what you want, they just put it together. But their production is just, it's top tier, because that's what they really do. They really got 30, 40 people in the warehouse working on different projects. In the United States, if you got 30, 40 people in the warehouse, 9 times out of 10, they were working for a direct company. So it's already a company that has that manufacturing plant, or they doing several different projects at once. They don't have those people focusing on your project during these hours of the day. It's like, okay, this is done this day. The days are different. You see what I'm saying? So it sometimes takes longer. And just weighing all of that on the scale, it was like, okay, overseas, and then just mastering that, because that's a whole nother game in itself.
So it's better to get overseas sourcing for clothing and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure, because they do it over there way more. Like Pakistan, you can find hundreds of manufacturers just in Pakistan and India. You see what I'm saying? And that's like a lot of people there do just clothing, like just manufacture clothing. So it's like it's very competitive.
What were some of the pain points though that you had to go through before you realized that? Because I'm sure you didn't jump out the gate knowing about that. So did you have to make some mistakes or lose some money or?
Yeah, it was basically like trial and error for real. Like just every time, because I'm not gonna say like I just skipped straight to there. I tried to go in with a mindset like I want to use people here. First, I went in with a mindset that I wanted to everything black owned, and that didn't work. I just tried to like you know, like when you hear like rumors and like statistics, you try to be like, you know, that's not true. It's not like that. You see what I'm saying? But with the experience that I had just going to black-owned businesses, it was more of a problem. You see what I'm saying? Just in there,
Right.
not just bashing black-owned, because I know specifically there's black-owned businesses that can do it right, but for some reason, I just think that some of our people don't take stuff as serious as they should, and
Right.
it was slowing down the process. So just business mindedly and not thinking about all the other stuff attached, I just had to go with what best worked for the company.
That makes sense. Tell me about your first show that you did. Like when you decided that you kind of had your footing, you had yourself in a certain place. What was that like to decide to be in your first show?
Like fashion show?
Hmm.
So the one yesterday was actually the first fashion show that I did.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
doing Streetwear Fashion Week in what's it, September 2022? This is your first show?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So what had you done before that? Had you done like trade shows or anything? Or?
Nah, really just pop-ups.
Hmm.
Cause to be honest, even though I did have the brand for 4 years, I didn't turn this into a 100% full-time gig until this year.
Okay.
So last year I opened a store with a partner of mine, but that store eventually ended up getting broken into, and they took everything that we had, and that was late last year. So
Hmm.
it kind of left me, because before I did that store, I was working a job. So it was like I don't want to go back to a job, and it's like it left me with no option. So that's why I really
Exactly.
learned in the process that really like you got to invest time on top of money. Because all those years I was working, I was investing money, but I wasn't getting a return because I wasn't putting the correct time in. So soon after
Yeah.
the store got broken into and I was at ground zero and I decided to put 100% effort into the brand every day, that's when it started to expand.
Yeah. Time definitely makes a difference, like a huge difference. It's just like going to school, like somebody go to school for something, they get a degree in something. Like none of that matters until you actually put your hands on it
Yeah.
and learn more by trial and error. Yeah, for sure. Now, you talked about first creating your brand, and you were saying people were buying it because they liked what they saw versus buying it because of who you are.
Mhm.
Like, did you already have a level of popularity before you started, doing clothing?
I wouldn't just say a high level of popularity, but a lot of people just knew me,
Hmm.
just because I was always somebody who was trying to get to some money. So when I started my clothing brand, they was like, you know, that's hard. I don't know. They just always liked what I did. Like
Hmm.
I could always tell when somebody was supporting to support and supporting because they like it because of the conversation they get when they purchasing. Because
Right.
if they just buying it and they not really looking at it, that mean they really not even, they just buying it to support you, which is cool.
Hmm.
But when they buying it and they like really putting it on, like they really posting pictures with it, like you see people wearing it that's not, they not even tagging you. You might just happen to look in the back of somewhere and see somebody wearing it or something like that. That's when you know, like, okay, they truly mess with the designs of it for real.
They buying it because they like it, because they really,
Mm-hmm.
really like it. Yeah. So damn, that's dope. Like I never would have thought that yesterday, this streetwear fashion week would have been your first show. I mean, like the stuff that you have now and the progression that you've had in 4 years. I mean, it's really crazy. Like I know you talked about Virgil before. Like, what are some of your other inspirations for like your designs?
I wouldn't say that he really inspired like the designs that I do, but he inspired like some of the drive that I have, and that's just the simple fact that he's one of the first black people in the industry to get as far as he did in as small as time as he did. So I feel
Hmm.
like it was kind of paving the way for people like me who's trying to come up and go way further than he was able to.
Okay. Is there anybody else that you like? Any other people that might just inspire you just by just their style of design or just their style of how they go about just attacking the industry.
Um, One person that I do look at real a lot in the clothing industry is Filthy Wealth. Just because he grew his brand up the same way like how I'm blowing mine up, and he's going that designer route. He's also still underground, but he is like halfway mainstream, if you see what I'm saying.
Hmm.
But his brand is it was definitely an inspiration for a lot of stuff, like the details. It was the details that I look. I always look at like the details, tags, materials, photo shoots, all the quality stuff that people usually don't look at. I'm a pay attention to detail person, so I always make sure to pay attention to the details, and that's another person who did.
Okay. Where's some of the inspiration for some of your designs come from? Like the pants you got on now, I think so. These glow not glow in the dark, but they glow like from light, right? The chain.
Yeah. These actually, the pants I have on now aren't out yet, but these are basically this is a big next step for me. So these actually just came in. It's actually an innovation from my well-known chain jeans with the chain that's printed on the jeans.
Right.
Now I have a detachable chain, and I'll be able to make the belts longer, and I'll start to come out with belts in different colors. I'll come out with stuff in different designs, but this is bigger than like a small working process. This is something that's been planned for a minute.
Oh shit! So you can switch out the chains and shit on the jeans, on the pants.
Yeah. So I'm trying to go into a more of a. Of course, it's already a product, but I'm trying to make it a product. So basically, where it'd be interchangeable. People, of course, could buy the bases, but I'm trying to make it where I can sell accessories that people attach and make the accessories popular also.
That's dope because you get the pants, and it come with. Do you call it a belt or what do you call it?
Yeah, they'll come with one belt, and then they'll be able to go on the site and get different color belts, different sizes, different. I'm gonna change.
So it's like ancillary products with clothing. I have never seen them shit like that before. Like that's dope as hell. I mean, I'm talking about the mindset of it.
Yeah.
Like you go to like fast food does it, for instance. They make a certain amount of money on the burgers and stuff, but they make more money on the sodas and shit like that. So it's like soda is an ancillary product to the sandwich. They might do like 20% margin on the sandwich, but they do 80% margin on the soda.
Exactly.
Or for instance, like if you, like when you buying a home, which this ain't the same companies, but if you buying a home, they tell you they throwing in the washer and the dryer, for instance. And like, so you have these companies, it's the same mortgage company who you buy your home from, it's the same people that have your mortgage. They give you a washer and dryer, and it's going to be like a 200% markup than if you bought it, from the store.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I see you got them on the other side too. Like, so the belt is interchangeable for you.
Yeah, and actually when I ordered this sample, it did come with a white belt too. So basically this is just a mock-up. The final version is going to be a little bit harder than this because it's going to have more buckles on them. And the belt's going to be twice the size of this belt. So you'll be able to attach it, and it'll be more visible on the pants than how this one is.
Okay, so this is like the Apple Watch, and you selling bands with your Apple Watch.
Exactly.
That's dope. Exactly. Okay, where did the idea come from for that?
So it's basically like just thinking in the sense of before I even came out with these jeans, I always was like, I need to come out with something that just sticks forever. You see what I'm saying? Like something that makes a mark, like the first person who made stack jeans or a person who started the jean jacket. You see what I'm saying? I was trying to make my own actual piece of clothing, which I still am trying to do because this is still jeans and a belt. So it's not actually like its own product. But I was like, this is the first step because it's interchangeable and I'll be able to take this to a whole nother level just because it don't just have to be a belt with a chain on it. It could be a star or something like that. It could be anything that buttons. You see what I'm saying? So it was just trying to come up with.
I see what you're saying. So like if you just want like a logo or patch to be on one button, you can do that too.
Exactly. And then I'm gonna start making them where they can attach to themselves. So like accessories that you can attach to another accessory. Yeah. So it's just my mind for real. I just be thinking.
Man, I feel like I'm in on the ground level of this. I need some publishing from this or something, man. I need a 0.5% or something. Shit. Yeah, I could definitely see that going somewhere for real.
And this is the first time I actually even talked about it.
Yeah. Well, shit, we glad to have it exclusive, 100%.
For sure.
Outside of pants, like what else do you, what other clothing give you, like inspiration, stuff that you just go wild on? Is it like tops? Is it coats? Or?
For me, it's just winter clothing all together because like summer clothing, I could definitely go crazier. But I don't know, summer clothing is just, it's just a little bit lighter. Winter, you can really like go in depth. You see what I'm saying? Because it looks better to have more clothes on in winter. So
True.
I can make a jean jacket with some jeans that match it with, you know what I'm saying, so like a shirt that goes underneath it. But in summertime, I would just be able to make the shirt that go underneath it and some shorts or something. You see what I'm saying? It's more light in the summertime. So in wintertime, coats, cardigans, varsity jackets, jeans, it's just a lot that comes with winter.
Okay. How's it been for you, like, networking in Atlanta? Because you live here in Atlanta, right?
Yes.
How's it been for you just networking and just meeting people and just getting out on the scene?
I have met people, but what I really learned, well, because I would say that was the focus at first, like networking and meeting people. But now it's like it happens when it happens. You see what I'm saying? So basically, what I learned is everything just falls in place. So I don't really never force no networking or never really try to go places where I know these people will be at, because I always just might end up bumping into somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like it was just meant to be. A lot of times when I bump into somebody all the time, and it's crazy. And I bump into them, and it just so happened I had their size stuff with me. So I'd be like, I'm just go with the flow type of person.
So you normally bump into people and you got their sizes?
Yeah.
So you saying you got some 3X shit in the car?
Nah, I ain't got no 3X.
All right. Okay.
Not in the car with me, but it just so happened I do have some, like, that's like the last shorts that I have at the house, 3X. And sometimes, I'll swing and get it, but most of the time I don't carry stuff with me because it just happens.
What color are them shorts? They black?
Black.
Are they black?
I might have a black pair. I'm gonna have to see.
Yeah, you got a black 3X, I got that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to see.
Gotta get that. All right, shoot, man. Where you see yourself going from now? Like, what's the next steps for you? Like, as far as, your growth matrix?
The next steps really are the biggest steps. The next steps are the biggest steps for me. Like, not even in no, like, motivational way. Just because I know the process and I know the steps to certain levels, I know, like, over the course of, like, this next year or two, things are going to really change. Like, things are going to really change. But that's not even... Yeah, of course it is manifesting, but I'm just telling you, I'm not saying this in just a motivational way. I'm saying literally what's going to happen. Like in the next, I wouldn't even just say year, like the next maybe six months, things are going to drastically change. But that's how it's been. And I say this all the time. Like anybody that's around me, they know that I say this. I've been saying this for at least 2 years now. I'd be like 6 months, something going to change. Like before I quit my job, it was in January. I told my partner, I was like, by June, I don't know how, but I'm not going to be here no more. In June, that's when I had got an offer to open a store with one of my partners, and I had to leave because you can't work a job and really run a store at the same time. So I had to leave, but I didn't know that was coming till June. You see what I'm saying? But it's just like I just be knowing, like when you just keep that energy up, that it just flows. It just flows.
For sure. Well, shit, that's what's up, man. I was definitely happy to have you come through, man. Let everybody know where they can find you at.
They can find me on Instagram at ForeverHungry ATL, TikTok at ForeverHungry, and tap in. We on the come up.
That's what's up, man. Shit, we look forward to working with you soon, man.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it too.
I appreciate you for coming through.
Yes, sir.